Welcome to Getting Home Sourced with G. Your one-stop shop for all things real estate. Gianno is your go-to guy with over 25 years of experience in the game, serving up the insider scoop on buying, selling, and investing in two of the hottest markets, Las Vegas, Nevada, and Cabo, Mexico. Whether you're looking to score the perfect home, seal the deal on a sale, or dive into the world of international investments, G's got the tips, tricks, and swagger to make it happen. Remember, in Nevada, the smart choice is the right choice. And when it comes to Cabo, you better go oceanside with Cabo G. If you were looking for a quiet, tranquil show about real estate, this ain't it. Gianno has this thing called passion. Let's unleash the beast. This is Welcome to Getting Home Sourced. And now your host, Gianno.
Hey, what do you say? Wait a second, we gotta strike up the band. Let's do it. Start spreading the news. Nyc G is here today. I'm gonna make a new show for you. New York. Well, how did that sound, folks? I think that sounded great. Why? Hey, what do you say? I'm live from NYC because it's Nyc G and we're getting home sourced Manhattan style. Woo! I am so happy to be back in the city, folks. Man, every time I come back home, it's like, I don't know what it is. It's just something magical about the city every time I come back. And especially, folks, Christmas time in the city is just an absolute must. But wait a second, folks. What are we forgetting? Of course, good morning, good afternoon, and good evening to wherever you're listening around the world. Thank you so much. And hopefully you're in New York City because I want to see you guys if you are. The Rockefeller Center Christmas tree's up. We got lights galore. Oh, so much to talk about here and so much to unpack. But of course, what do I have to do first, folks? I have to say thank you for tuning in. My newbies, my first timers. Hey, wherever you're listening to, thank you so much for tuning in. I greatly appreciate you. Of course, my repeat offenders, where are you? You know you're out there. I love you guys. Thank you so much for tuning in. And you know the drill, folks. 888-528-2810. That's how you get a hold of me for my international friends. And for my domestic friends, just put in 702, same number. You're good to go. And if you want to get me on my website, www.vegashomesource.com, get onto the newsletter, folks. I got some great things that we're going to be sharing about coming up. So I want to make sure you don't miss that, especially for the December issue, for sure. But at the same time, again, you got to get a hold of me. Text message, email, call me, whatever you want to do. And like I said, for those folks that are here domestically, I hope you guys had a fantastic Thanksgiving with family, with friends. Of course, we want to acknowledge that. So I did. I had a great time. The food was just plentiful, bountiful. And of course, it's always the card games. It's always we're always playing cards for money, folks. That's how we do it. But it's always fun and enjoyable. It always gets a little bit, scrappy. People get heated, a couple drinks, a couple of glasses of wine, and people getting a little bit, lippy. But hey, you know what? It's family. It's fun. It's great. I love it. But I love nothing more than being back in the city because let me tell you something. It's just the best. I mean, to me, I'm not just being biased and bragging about it because I'm from here, but seriously, if you've been to New York City, you really know what I'm talking about because the city and lights for all those to see, especially this time of year, up and down Fifth Avenue or Park Avenue and down in the Village and Central Park. I mean, my goodness, it is absolutely epic and spectacular. But again, we're here, we're meeting family, we're meeting friends, and we're also meeting business associates, which I'm excited about too, because a lot of good things happening here in the city. But we're celebrating just a year of, let's just say, it's like we're just here, right? So we're here at the end of the year. we just wanted to get to the finish line because now it's not so much about finishing the race. It's just that we want the race to be what? We want it to be done, finish it up, move on, because we know 2025 is going to go down as, a rough one for basically all of us. And folks, look, straight talk here. I mean, it's impacted everybody here. I don't care who you are or what have you. Everybody in the world has been affected some way, somehow this year, right? So, and I think a little bit more than most, years in the past, we feel it. We're being more sensitive about things, the vibrations, and it's all impacted us in a very, let's just say, adverse way. And I'm hoping that 2026 is going to be better. I know it's going to be better, but Christmas time in the city, folks. This is the show. It's Nyc G show here. We're bringing it to you. We're live. It's Christmas. It's cold. It's damp. A little rainy, but hey, you know what? Everybody can use a little rain, right? But December in the city, it's a vacation for the brain. It's just for your brain just to be. You're walking around and you're just breathing in that nice brisk air, and I just wouldn't have it any other way. You just, you got your long coat, you got the jackets, and what are you breathing in when you're in the city? You breathe in possibilities, right? As I see everybody in the streets, they have that sense of possibility. They're motivated, they're mesmerized. It's Christmas time. You have the lights, you have the energy in the air, and you have people excited because why? It's a rebirth. That's the whole point of it, right? Because taking the year, for example, they say when one door closes, another one opens. Well, it's the same thing in calendar years, right? We come towards the end of the year. So when there's the end of something, what does that start? It starts something new, right? That's why Christmas time is just that rebirth. It's that energy. It's realizing that, yes, we're winding down on one side, but we're going to start another one, and we want to go in strong. We want to be positive and energetic and exciting because it's new, and that's the metaphor here, right? Because it's a year closing. Let's just get this year done, move on. But we're all excited about 2026 because I know I am. That's for sure. But if I can impress to you and just impress upon the fact that, the way New York breathes this time of year, and it's just always the same word I hear from people every time I walk around over here in the streets and just talking. Everybody's just like, it's magical. I mean, that is what it is. It's just magic. Why? Because it's something about green and colored lights. It's the shopping. It's the food. It's the outdoors. It's that fast-paced environment. And you feel like you're on a bullet train, folks. If you've never been on a bullet train, I mean, think about how you're speeding, it's going fast, and it's like a blur. But what stands out is the lights. That's what you see. You see the lights. And like I said, I mean, that's the magic of it all. And guess what? If real estate is anything in 2026 as the lights are here in Christmas, I mean, that is going to be magic, right? Because real estate here is just as bold, it's powerful, it's majestic, it's magic, and what? It's pure energy. I've never seen real estate here that's so energetic that you really come home exhausted at the end of the day because everybody comes in from anywhere, New Jersey, Long Island, upstate Westchester, Staten Island, what have you. And it's just, you got to get in there with the boots running, right? But again, people taking a time out this time of year. They know that Christmas time in the city is great. They do an excellent job. Obviously, what other city in the world that you know of that basically puts on TV the lighting of the Rockefeller Christmas tree, right? And folks, you have to see the tree. It is absolutely gorgeous with a capital G, like Nyc G, right? It's gorgeous. But like I said, I always tell people you can take the city out of the kid, but you can't take the kid out of the city. And I say, right you are, sir. That's how we work it out. And now, for those that if you love music and you're all about real, like, let's say the Eagles, I'm going to give you a little hint on that, and you like listening to music, well, Don Henley's song, Every Time I Come Over into the City, I always listen to the song. And Don Henley, for all those that don't know who he is, he was at the Eagles. They were broke up for a while. Now they're back. And actually now they're in Las Vegas at the Sphere singing their songs, right? But Don Henley, when he went solo back in 1989, he had a great album. I think his best solo album ever, called End of the Innocence. And you have to listen to the song New York Minute. So if you want to go listen to the song, let's take a commercial break. And I'll be right back in when? A New York Minute.
Have you been waiting for your oasis in the desert but don't know where to start? Looking for that second home or relocation home to escape and oversee those majestic mountains with beautiful palm trees blowing in the wind? Then Vegas G is here for you with keys in hand to make sure your luxury getaway is your place to stay. Contact Gianno today at 888-528-2810 and remember, your Las Vegas getaway is just a phone call away. Make the call now and come see for yourself what Vegas has to offer you.
Hey, what do you say? Hey, did you take a time out beforehand and listening to the rest of the back end of the show? Did you actually get to listen to the song? Maybe just a little bit, just to kind of see what I'm talking about? Well, you know what, folks? If not, don't worry about it, because you know what? Our show, not my show, our show's more important and fun anyway. So guess what? You can listen to the song afterwards and you'll know what I mean, and then just tell me what you think and say, hey, you were spot on. Love that song. It's catchy. It's great, right? But when I'm here in New York, like I said, just giving you the insight and getting the information for you about the New York real estate market, because how it's going to unfold in 2026. Because let me tell you something. I know we got a new mayor elected over here. I mean, obviously, there's a lot of hoopla about that, right? We're not going to talk about that because we're not a political show here, folks. It's a real estate show. But I think that in the commercial sector, it's going to be booming here in 2026. And I'm going to tell you why in a minute. And on the residential side, there's a lot of international people buying here, folks. The residential component for buying in high-rise apartments here that's on an uptick. And, people thought for a while when COVID, it was dead. Everybody's packing up. They're going to Florida. New York shut down and whatever. Let me tell you something. New York has come back like it always does. It's like a prize fighter. You can get knocked down on your booty, but you're getting up and you're coming out swinging. And New York City has done that and then some. And let me tell you something. There is opportunity to buy property here, both in the commercial sector and as well as a residential sector here, right? Because why? Because there are foreclosures here in the commercial sector, especially in the commercial sector. And listen, last 2 years, the big loans that the big REITs took on, and for those that don't know what a REIT is, REITs, Real Estate Investment Trust, hedge funds, private sector, and what do? It's the pretend and lend show. They know they were getting in trouble. They were taking on water. They were overpaying for property. And now guess what's happening? Now it's the pretend and lend. It's starting to catch up with them. And now people are getting stuck trying to figure out what they have to do. So I know that now in talking to my business associates over here, I got appointments lined up where I'm going to share with you the information in the next few weeks once I get the scoop on really what's going on here. Because now with boots on the ground, I'm snooping around because that's what I do. I'm like a detective. And especially with real estate, what do you got to do? You got to dig deep. You got to do that onion effect. You got to pull the layers back. You got to jump right in and see what's happening. So trust me when I tell you, you will get the information from me. When I get it, it's going to just come right to you. I'm like a go-between. I get it. It passes through me, goes to you, boom. And now you know what's happening with New York City. So you can see why that New York City this year is just a big buyer's market for those that are in the international field. Why? Because a lot of people come here, folks. They invest, and buildings get bought and sold here on a steady basis. And I can tell you right now, there's a lot of people that buy property in New York City and just leave it alone. It's vacant. They never even look at it. They just buy it. They do it for tax purposes. They do it for residency purposes. So that's why in New York City, buying apartments on luxury dollars, it could be, $500,000. It could actually be like 20 million, right? Or 80 million or 100 million, whatever the case might be. People buy apartments here and they make it like their secondary property, right? They make it basically for, like I said, the tax write-offs, tax purposes. Very strategic. New York City real estate is basically big company, big dollar people that are buying property in New York for strategic business purposes. So let's not lose sight of that. But in walking around, I got to say, folks, I'm very sad to see 3rd Avenue here, Lexington, and even Madison Avenue just getting roughed up in the alleys because why? There's just a lot of vacancy signs. I mean, come on, landlords. I mean, let's get it together. You guys are big dollar companies. There's no reason why you should be having, paper mache on the windows, covering up the insides, and having all this vacancy running around with these retail spaces. No reason for it whatsoever. I mean, come on. People need to thrive and survive, and small business is what makes New York City. That's the lifeblood of the city, is small business. And when you guys are banging out rents and making it very expensive for people, especially small business, to survive, they're not going to thrive. I mean, that's just what it is. And I see this up and down, Midtown Manhattan. Again, 3rd Avenue, not so bad, but then you get into Lexington and then Madison, and you're like, gosh, I mean, and then you get to like Park Avenue, which is gorgeous because that's like, again, they had the opportunity zone way back when, where a lot of big REITs, a lot of hedge funds came in because that was a redevelopment center of the city, Park Avenue, where you get the tax credits and the tax benefits. So Park Avenue just looks better and better than ever. And then you get to Fifth Avenue, and Fifth Avenue, walking up and down, you're seeing some empty lots, some new buildings going up. So that's exciting. So you get to see that happen. But, I'm from Midtown East. I'm from that neck of the woods, that 3rd Avenue, Lexington. I mean, Madison, we got to figure that out, folks. We got to get that going. So that's my plea for any New Yorkers that are listening to the show, that, if you're a landlord or you're a realtor and representing landlords, got to do something about the vacancy rates. Let's get that thing cleaned up, because that's just really, there's no reason for it. I mean, seriously, that's my pet peeve. I know the city's going to rebound. I know the corridor is always strong. I'm not worried about that. Look, JP Morgan, Chase Bank, they just opened up, 2 months ago? They just opened up a 60-floor tower, gorgeous building that just takes up one city block from Park Avenue to Madison Avenue, from 48th to 49th Street. Absolutely majestic. I mean, wow, that is just spectacular. So if you're in the city, you got to take a look at that building. I've been seeing that thing grow for 3 years. I mean, I can't even believe it's gone by that fast. And now that building is up. And here's a funny thing, folks, speaking about the air and looking up, people don't realize that buildings with property, you have what's called air rights, and people are now getting into the scene of where they're buying air rights, but guess what? They don't own the property. They don't own the real estate. They're just buying the air rights. Why? Because a lot of people that may or may not know this, that in some cases you can own air rights, you don't own the property, but you're doing that as a developer because you're buying air rights around your area. So when you're doing a high rise and you're going vertical, whether it be 10 stories to, in this instance, 60 stories, what are you doing? You're basically taking away the disadvantage of somebody building another high rise right next to you, and now you lose all that view, you lose a city view. So now by buying air rights, you actually can command top dollar for offices. You can actually, for your company, you go lease a nice floor space, whether it's the 40th floor, 20th floor, or top floor, and you're getting those majestic views, and that's what people do. I thought it was crazy. I mean, back in the day when I was growing up, I'm like, air rights? What are you talking about? But you would be surprised how powerful having air rights is, because you don't have to worry about paying property taxes because you don't have the property, you just have the air. So there's difference. You have, again, with real estate, we always talk about the 101, real estate 101, I should say, where you have air rights, which is on top, ground, and then below. That's real estate, under the earth, at the earth, and in the sky. So this is what people do here. They swap in air rights left and right. Developers are gobbling them up. And hey, God bless, because now when you get these beautiful buildings that are getting built and you want a city view and you want the Hudson view on the west side of Manhattan, or you want the East River on the east side, or what have you, you're getting it, because air rights is what's really hot right now. People don't realize that, but I'm giving it to you straight. That's what's going on over there. And these high-end buildings need that. And these developers need to buy that to have that unobstructed view so they can say that $20 million apartment that you're looking to get. And then you just have a 360. It's absolutely gorgeous. But hey, folks, you know what? Let me tell you something. This is what makes New York City great. And listen, I'm a proud New Yorker, and I'm always going to say that, right? I'm a city boy, but when you're looking around, the lights, you know, it's Christmas, it's the season of lights. It's about, you know, just smiling, feeling good. It's joy in everybody's faces because they know that Christmas time, again, is about rebirth, right? We all know that. But now it's about turning the page. It's about that, just that vibrance of just energy in the city that everybody gets a jolt of wherever you're coming in from. Again, New Jersey or Queens or Long Island or Brooklyn and Staten Island, the Bronx, Westchester, wherever. I got to name them all. Can't leave anything out because I'm going to get, you know, yelled at and saying, hey, you forgot to mention. Nope. I covered it all. But this is what NYC G is all about, folks. This is why I bring it in here. It's the passion. It's about New York City. We're live on the ground. Like I said, folks, if you're here in the city, if you reach out to me and you meet me, I'll buy you a hot chocolate because it's hot chocolate season here, folks. And what else? If you love chocolate, they make some of the best hot chocolate in the world in New York City, especially downtown in the Village and Midtown and what have you. So think about wearing that nice warm coat. You got your ski hat on, you got your gloves on, or maybe for those that, you know, don't need gloves, you don't have to worry about it. But then you got that nice big hot chocolate in your hands and you're walking around and you see that smoke, that hot steam coming out of the cup because you have that brisk air. That's what it's all about. That, to me, it's Christmas, it's New York, and it's just excitement. And you know what? Speaking of a hot chocolate, I think I'm going to go get me one. So on that note, love you all. God bless. Enjoy the winter. It's here. And I'll talk to you next week. Take care and God bless.
You have just listened to Getting Home Sourced with your radio host, Gianno Buonaguro. This podcast is a registered trademark and may not be reproduced without the express written consent of VegasHomeSource.com. For additional information about buying, selling, or investing in real estate, call or text Gianno toll-free at 888-528-2810 or visit his website at VegasHomeSource.com. Thank you for listening, and don't forget to like, share, and subscribe.